Hey guys, the question for today is what supplements I recommend beyond just whey protein and creatine, which creatine, something pretty much everyone should be taking, and whey protein, nothing that special about whey in and of itself, but helpful for meeting your protein target if you can't or just don't want to meet that with your normal diet. So yeah, beyond those things, what supplements would I recommend? As far as performance goes, the two I'd recommend would be caffeine and citrulline malate. As far as caffeine goes, it's not going to be a night and day difference, but it does. There are several studies showing that it acutely enhances strength and power performance. And actually, a recent study indicating that even after you build up a tolerance to it, it may still acutely benefit performance. I have some issues with that study because that could have been indicating not so much that caffeine keeps helping your performance after you build up a tolerance, but that if performance is tested without caffeine, it's actually harmed. It's hard to really tease out those two things. But yeah, caffeine, pretty decent bet. As far as the dosage that's been found to be effective, some studies find positive effects with doses as low as 3 milligrams per kilogram, but most of them find maximum ergogenicity at 5 to 6 milligrams per kilogram. So yeah, caffeine. Citrulline malate is theorized to work as a vasodilator. So people used to take arginine back in the day because arginine can be converted to nitric oxide, which is a vasodilator. But the thing about arginine itself is most of the arginine, when you take it just as itself as a supplement, is going to be sequestered by the gut. So citrulline gets into your system better, and then citrulline is converted to arginine, then converted to nitric oxide. So there have been, I believe, 7 studies on citrulline malate so far, all of them dosed at 8 grams an hour pre-workout, if memory serves. And 5 of the 7 have found that it helps total training volume someone can handle. Generally, those studies are designed basically with a set number of sets to failure. And they find that people on the later sets can keep performing more reps when they take citrulline malate. So a couple studies have found that it makes no difference. Several studies have found that it does. So far, the weight of the evidence is in citrulline malate's favor. So yeah, that's another pretty decent bet as well. As far as like non-performance supplements go, a couple I'd recommend. Well, not necessarily recommend, but worth looking into, at least things that I take. One is magnesium. Magnesium deficiencies are not that uncommon to begin with and occur at a higher rate in athletes and general population because you lose some magnesium through your sweat. So, that's probably something to get tested for before you start taking it. But definitely something to be aware of. Also helps with general relaxation and sleep quality. So I just take it before bed. And if you do take magnesium, make sure you get a form with pretty decent bioavailability. It comes in several forms. I think the one I take is magnesium citrate. But yeah, just look that up on, I'd recommend examine.com for just general information about all supplements, period. But I know it has information about bioavailability of different forms of magnesium and pretty much anything. A couple others I take are, hope I'm pronouncing this right, spirulina. It's a algae. Reason I take that actually is because it has been shown to aid in breathing, like rhinitis, and I'm like constantly congested, so helps with that. I take rhodiola and ashwagandha. Rhodiola is supposed to help with fatigue, ashwagandha with anxiety. I I don't think I'm an incredibly fatigued or anxious person, and this could be entirely placebo effect, but I find that just kind of subjectively I feel better when I take them. And the last one that I would generally recommend is garlic. You can either just eat a lot of garlic, which I also do because garlic's delicious, or you can take it in supplement form. It's been shown to pretty substantially decrease rates of contracting the common cold, which I think is cool, and it's a cheap supplement. Like decreases rates of colds by like 40% or so, which is pretty solid. And then for female viewers, one more to look into is Vitex Fruit. There's not a ton of research on it, but 2 or 3 studies have found that it like pretty substantially reduces PMS and menstrual symptoms. So I mean, I think that is pretty useful for a fair amount of people, especially people who deal with kind of exceptionally bad PMS and menstrual symptoms. So it kind of surprises me that that doesn't get more press, but definitely for the female viewers, something to look into there as well. For kind of all supplement stuff, number one resource I'd recommend is examine.com. They're absolutely fantastic. They have all of the research ever published on basically every supplement imaginable. So yeah, for any other related supplement questions, I'd strongly recommend them. So yeah, that's about it for this video. Any other questions you want answered, put them in the comments below, and hopefully I will make another video at some point. All right, bye guys.